I want to ask you, first of all, what were you hoping to achieve today and what have you achieved?
Well, the biggest thing is just to reaffirm the close alliance between the Kurds and the United States of America. We have been great partners for many years, and we want to reaffirm that relationship, and I think we've achieved that. And then to work together talking about the problems in Syria and Iraq itself. How can we work together to resolve a lot of the tension and conflict that's here? And I think we've made some progress in that. But the big point is, we're strong allies, and we're going to continue to be strong allies.
But how have you been able to reassure America's allies here after what's seen as a betrayal of Syria's Kurds?
Well, we don't support President Trump's policy on this. In fact, we point out that the United States Congress, in a bipartisan way, voted overwhelmingly to oppose the decision to remove troops from Syria and to walk away from this and to reaffirm our support for the Kurds. So the United States stands with the Kurds, and we disagree with this one decision. And also to point out that even the administration has now, granted, the damage is done, but they have reversed course and said that we are going to keep troops in Syria.
But does the United States have a credibility issue here?
Absolutely, we have a credibility issue, and that's part of the reason we're here, is to begin to rebuild that credibility. And I'm not going to pretend that we can rebuild it in one visit with a few meetings. It's going to take time.
And how about now the criticism that the Trump administration is now more fixated about oil in this region rather than the well-being of its residents?
Well, let me just speak bluntly about that. The president is absolutely wrong in what he said about why we're doing that. And I don't know why he would say something so stupid that is so wrong on a policy. We are not in Syria to get the oil. To the extent that we're focused on the oil fields, it is to make sure that they do not fall into the hands of ISIS. The United States of America doesn't have that oil, is never going to have that oil. It's not our oil, and I don't know why the president can't understand that, but that is not what we're doing here. We are protecting the oil fields so they don't fall into the hands of ISIS, not to claim them for ourselves.
So can you help clarify the role of U.S. forces in Syria at the moment?
Well, at the moment, number one, we're trying to stop ISIS from resurging. And we are continuing to work with our SDF partners to try and ensure that. Now, it's complicated by the fact that they've been driven out of the areas they've been driven out of, that the Turks are present, but we're continuing to work with the Kurds to try and secure that. And also, as the Assad regime has come back and basically won the civil war, to try and make sure that in that new Syria, there is a place for the Kurds in Syria. And we have to repair that. We have to rebuild a policy and relationship from what's fallen apart in the last month.
How concerned are you about the possibility of a conflict with Turkish-backed militias, Russian forces, the Syrian regime? It's getting very messy there.
Conflict with
U.S. forces on the ground.
We have an ongoing deconfliction channel with Russia. And I'm pretty confident we can avoid that.
And the Turkish-backed forces there?
Conflicting with the U.S.?
Yes.
Supposedly, the Russians and the Turks have an agreement. It is a concern, don't get me wrong, but there are deconfliction efforts being undertaken.